Hope everyone's doing well today, staying healthy and safe. I hope everyone had a happy new year as well. Okay, so first thing I want to take a look at is our exhibitor back end. So once you go through the whole registration process, right? So you're on our, exhibitor page, you go through, you click register, you go through the whole registration process, you sign up. Once you've signed up as an exhibitor, we will send you the login details or the website link for your login for your back end. There's no username and password for it. It's very straightforward. So you just basically click the link and it instantly takes you here. Now, every university and college who works with us has their own unique backend URL. And the person who registers, who's the main participant, is going to get access to that URL. So you would essentially share that URL once we send it to you. You would share it with anyone on your team who you want filling in this information for you. So some people source it out to their staff or to student worker or to someone in marketing to kind of help complete this page. Now, this back end for the exhibitors really only takes about half an hour to an hour if you have all the information. Like, it's not a complex piece of software, right? Like, it's very, very easy to use. So first thing you're going to see once you actually click on your back end is your welcome message. So this basically just says, hey, welcome to the December fair. You know, thanks for joining us. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to see exhibitor instructions and information. So you're going to click that tab. This tells you exactly what you need to do. So there's instructions on going through and editing your profile and updating your logos and doing your assigned tasks and file uploads and your search filters, which we'll go over all of these on the front end and how they appear. And then it goes through how to add videos and the benefits of doing that, and in terms of attendee data and what you can expect once the students actually register. And then on top of that, you get messaging and video calling, right? And so how to do that. And I'll go over all these details on the front end when we're obviously going through it in a couple of tabs here. And so I do want to talk about the attendee data for just 1 second. So students have to complete on our website, they click attendees, they scroll down, they click which one that they want to join. So let's say they want to join the Canadian Fair. It is mandatory that all students complete this registration form before they even come into the fair. And so as an exhibitor, all exhibitors get all of this information for every attendee on the platform. So any student who joins the Canadian Fair, all exhibitors get all these details for every student on the platform, not just the students who stop by their booths. So this information is quite extensive and allows you to really dig deep down into the student and send them information that's relevant to their interests. So getting back to the exhibitor portal here. Now, on the exhibitor back end, the first thing that you should do is obviously print this screen because it'll make your job a lot easier if you highlight the ones that you finish one after the next after the next. If you don't want to do that, that's completely fine. You basically just follow the tabs going down. So the first tab that you're going to go to is the Edit Profile tab. So this Edit Profile, your institution name is going to be auto-populated by us. If you notice that your name is incorrect, or there might be a slight spelling mistake, or it's not displayed in the correct format, that's completely okay. Just fire us a quick email. The information's right here to contact us. Shoot us a quick email. We'll change it for you. Takes 2 seconds. Very, very simple. But basically, this name is taken from the exhibitor registration page. So however you want your institution displayed, just make sure that that's what you put on the page itself. Actually, I know one of my clients is on here, and he asked me to do a change last night. I was able to do it in a quick second for him. But that was actually a bit of a miscommunication on our side on what was displayed. But anyway, it was a very quick fix. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to input your tagline. The tagline is something that's catchy, right? If you scroll over, it'll tell you exactly what it is, right? And how many characters you should have, right? If your school doesn't have a tagline, input something, right? If you're, let's say, a religious university in the United States, you could put down religion and education combined to make you whole. Something like that, right? So, something that is catchy for students to want to be able to to click on your institution, okay? Next is your organization description. Now, this is not a limit counter, so the more characters you put in, the limit does not go down. So I would recommend writing your text in a Word doc and then copy paste the text in here, right? This is something that we want to fix in the future, so that way we know exactly how many characters are left. But for right now, the best thing to do is just input it into a Word doc, copy paste in here. Don't use the 5,000, the complete 5,000 character limit. Most universities will stick to maybe 1,000, 1,200, or under. So simpler is better. 5,000 is there in case you want to expand on international, domestic, athletics, financing, and scholarships. So you use it to your discretion, but just understand that simpler is typically better for students. And then you have email. This email should be the email that is checked on a regular basis. It can be your personal email, it can be your admissions department email, any email that is really checked on a regular basis where our application should be going, because this is the email that's going to show up on your exhibitor profile. So when a student clicks email, it'll link to their Outlook or their Gmail or whatever desktop application they have, and then they'll send an email directly off to your university. Next is keywords. Keywords are what describe your institution. Baseball, scholarships, bachelor programs, aeronautics, right? You can also not just use one keyword, but you can use a series of keywords to create a phrase or a key phrase, right? So in this circumstance, international recruitment, global studies, study abroad, right? You could also do like Canadian university offering business programs, right? So use varying keywords and key phrases that describe your institution and what your institution has to offer. Typically, you want to use keywords that are tied to a specific service or program in a specific geographic location. So you can do the service individually, you can do the geographic location individually, or you can combine them for a key phrase. So just enter a series of different keywords, and again, you can scroll over it if you're unsure of what to put in here. But if you talk to anybody in marketing, they should have a good understanding of what should go in here. Okay. After that would be the school's address, right? So address, city, province or state, postal zip, country, work phone, mobile phone. Very straightforward. Mobile phone is not your personal mobile phone. That's if you have one for maybe admissions. Right, so if your admissions has like a WhatsApp number or something like that, just put that in here, and students would be able to send a message directly to your department's WhatsApp number. After that are your school links. So obviously website, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, and an external meeting link. External meeting link would be something to like Calendly, right? So that's if you want to take things offline. So if the student doesn't have time to meet now, they can book something in your calendar, and then you can meet with them offline, in another day, something like that. So if you've got it and you want to put it in here, that's fine. I don't know if I'd recommend doing that, because the whole purpose of this event is to talk to kids now, right? So once you have that conversation, you can send them the meeting link individually. If you want to have another conversation, maybe with their parents at a later date, you can do that. But don't really give them the option too much of booking another meeting outside of this, right? And then you click Save Profile. So it's fairly straightforward, this first tab, right? So your institution's auto-populated, your tagline, your description, email, keywords, address, and links, right? Very, very quick process. Next is your Edit Design tab over here on the left. So this is the real piece that you want to pay attention to right here. Right? So the logo, obviously your logo, you want to put something that's high res, preferably with a vector file, so something with maybe like a transparent background. After that is your thumbnail. The thumbnail is also known as an icon. So in this case, we have our W, right? In some cases, it could be like the school's mascot, or like maybe if you've got like a ring around your name, it could just be like the ring, right? So use your icon. If you're not sure if you have an icon, just talk to your marketing team. They should be able to point you in the right direction. Next is your banner. This banner, your banner could be maybe like your school stadium. It could be a group of your students. It could be one of your classrooms. It could be your trophy case. It could be anything you want. It could just be like an image like this. So for ours, we have explore, and each picture, or sorry, each letter is a picture from one of our in-person high school tours that we've done. So just from a different event, right? So feel free to explore that, right? But all the sizes are here. So if you, if you know how to size images, great. Size the image, create the image, put it in as your banner. If you don't, again, marketing should be able to do it for you. There's a lot of free programs online. If you just go to like resize my image, import what you want, and then just pick your sizes, it should be a very quick process. And next we have our promotional video. Now, this allows you to upload the file directly onto the platform. So there is a minute limit as well as a file size. And so obviously the file size, if it's extremely high res, it's going to affect the number of minutes that you have. So this limits the size of the video. Now, the benefit of this is that it does play on loop, and you can upload multiple promotional videos. There is another piece of this website, this backend under edit profile is your YouTube link. So this says YouTube video. So what I would recommend doing is combining all of your promotional videos into one. So if you have something for like student life, student testimonials, athletics, right? Something like that. Testimonials from staff. Combine them all into one video, upload it to YouTube, and then put the YouTube link on here. Because this video is what's gonna show up at the bottom of your profile, and I'll show you an active profile in a little bit here, but this is what I would recommend doing over the promotional video. It is good to have like a complete profile, but you don't wanna have like 5 or 6 different promotional videos, 5 or 6 different videos, because it'll just get confusing. So I'd recommend making a YouTube video and then just uploading the link. The YouTube video can be 3 hours if you want to. There's no limit on the YouTube video because this links to an external source, so there's no limit on the system for it. The only thing is when you are inputting the link, just make sure you're following the URL that's here. So watch !v equals, and then what it has here, okay? But don't worry, if something's wrong, we'll actually go over every exhibitor profile. So if there are mistakes, we'll actually log in and fix them right before the fair goes live. So if a video is not working, if a thumbnail's missing, we'll send you an email and say, hey, can you send us this? And we'll just fix it for you. So going back to the design, once so you can actually see here that we haven't uploaded a promotional video on our profile. So once you upload this, you can see what your booth is going to look like on a short version. I'll show you what the live version is actually going to look like. So I'm just going to kind of bypass this for right now. Next is your assigned tasks. So these are the tasks that we assign to every exhibitor, things that you need to get done, right? So you've got your tagline, you've got your organization description and what it actually is. You've got your the edit profile, then you've got your keywords, your contact information, your links, right? So everything that I'm going over, these are your tasks, right? Like they're not overly complex. Now, once you actually mark them as complete, you'll get confirmation, and some confetti, right? Congratulations, good job, job well done. And so the objective here is obviously to finish them by the due date. It's okay, if you go a couple of days over, it's just the quicker you get it done, the better we can market your university. And then obviously thumbnail, banner, promotional video, files, select filters. We'll go over these things. So just make sure you're looking at this, aside from the information and then the instructions that was on the front page, you want to look at your assigned tasks because these are all the things that you should be getting done to complete your profile, okay? After that is your file uploads. So these are your PDFs. Right, so you can have multiple PDFs. You can have something on financing options, scholarship opportunities, programs, and this program-specific business and medicine and arts programs or veterinary studies or whatever you want. You can upload as many as you want, campus life, anything, right? International admissions information, applications. You can upload an application form on here if you want to. Now, the only thing is the name that you have on your desktop for that file does not migrate into the system. So you have to, when you upload it, you have to name the file on the system directly through the file name. So if you're uploading an application, you can say application form and then upload your file, right? And then you can upload as many files as you want. Most colleges and universities will typically float somewhere between 3 to 7 PDFs. So again, simple is better. You don't want to overdo it, but you want to give just enough information where it interests the student. So don't go uploading like a book's worth of information, but maybe a few documents that are a couple pages long wouldn't hurt. And then all these files are going to appear on your profile. Next is your filters. So these filters are the options students would, or sorry, any exhibitor can select these filters. On the front end, students will select the filter that applies to them and their interests. So select any of these filters that apply to you or your institution. And then on the front end, when students are sifting through them all, they can select the ones that are obviously applicable to their interests. Okay. So very straightforward. Most universities will select 20, 30 filters, something like that, because you got all these religions and sports and programs, degree types, country of origin, offer application fee waivers, that's okay. And then outside of that, we have our announcements. All right, so there's no announcements that have been posted for this particular event. Okay. So very straightforward exhibitor backend. Now, on the speaker backend, so similar to the exhibitor, when you register as a solo or group speaker, we will send you a URL that's unique to your institution. Again, share that URL with any of your staff or marketing department that are going to help you complete this profile. This one is a little bit more straightforward than the exhibitor one, because this one is specific to you as the speaker, not to your institution. So first thing you're going to see is your welcome message. So thanks for registering as a speaker. And you're going to see speaker instructions and information. So again, you have your instructions, you have your session information, and you've got your attendee data and your attendee messaging. So in terms of attendee data, after you register as a speaker, after the session is over, you're going to receive 2 lead lists: students that registered for your session and then students that actually attended your session. So aside from the whole database you get as an exhibitor, you're going to get intent-based leads, students that registered for your individual session and then students that actually came to your session. So very comprehensive. Oh, as an exhibitor as well, aside from the full database, you also get students that stop by your individual profile. So you get exhibitor intent leads, you get speaker intent leads, another set of speaker intent leads, and then the full database. So you get a lot of data that you can kind of play with. Now, if we go and take a look at Katie's profile, Katie's from Oral Roberts University. We're going to take a look at her complete profile from our December event. So her email is going to be auto-populated, and then you got your institution organization, her title, last name. You can put in your location if you want to. It can be specific to a country or state or province. It's totally up to you. And then your picture. Okay. And then you can put in any personal information. It's not mandatory, you don't have to. It's just if you want to link in like your LinkedIn or your Twitter page, or if you have a personal website, or if you want to put in your organization website, you can, right? So it's a very straightforward speaker profile, okay? It's not overly complex. Now, once that's complete, you want to go to info sessions, okay? If you are a solo speaker, you would complete these details, or you can send them to us and we will complete them for you. If you are a group speaker, most of the time this should be auto-complete for you. If it's not, work with us and we will help towards something that will work for your group session. As a group speaker, do not change this, right? Because this is what we use, even as a solo speaker. Once you see this information is populated, don't change it, because this is what we use to promote the session itself on any marketing that we do through emails, social posts, flyers, that sort of thing, to guidance counselors and to all of our marketing. So again, if it's populated already, just leave it alone. If you want to make a change, just shoot us an email and we'll change it on our side. So fairly straightforward. So Katie, in this circumstance, did a presentation with Ryan Lemon, okay, on researching, choosing, and transferring between institution and programs. Okay. Yeah, that piece is fairly straightforward. Now, again, you're going to have assigned tasks. So speakers, You don't have any tasks signed because they were already done. Speakers only have 3 tasks though, so it's fairly straightforward, and it's everything that I went over. It's basically complete your profile, complete your description, and upload your session filters. So it's a very, very straightforward back end for speakers. So in terms of session files, again, these are like PDFs, but specific to the session you're speaking about. So if you have any information on transferring between majors and minors, and that's what you're speaking about, or how to choose a major or a minor, or how to do any research on institutions or programs or anything like that, these are the files you want to upload to this specific session. So only the speaker for that session is able to upload files for that session. So you can make them specific to your institution, or you can make them just generic about the subject that you're speaking about in general. So again, once you upload the file, you're going to have to name that file. So again, it doesn't take the file name from your PC and move it to the system. So once you upload the file, simply name the file what you want to name it on our platform. And then after that, if there's any announcements that are relevant to you, we're going to make some announcements here. And that's pretty much it for the speaker backend. Now, in terms of the front end, okay, that's this. So I pulled up the December fair just so you can kind of get an idea as to how this actually looks on a completed profile or on a completed fair on the type of engagement that you can expect. So if we take a look here, you can see that Oral Roberts University was the sponsor for this event. Okay, that's why their logo's here, and that's why they have an announcement here. Now, Oral Roberts also gets a social media post, where social media posts can go through here. You can see exhibitors that work with us for January. These are updated like in every 5 minutes, every half hour, something like that. So it stays current, our social media posts. So if you do end up sponsoring with us, right? Jacksonville's a client of ours, so we do these School of the Day posts for all of our clients. Happy 2020, so fairly straightforward, right? And then we obviously, aside from the social media, we do announcements, right? Speaking sessions, come back tomorrow, another speaking session, right? Thanks for joining us, join our next set of events, that sort of thing, okay? And then on top of that, we also have our banner and a video. Now, sponsors can also have like video sponsorship, that sort of thing. This plays, just played it there, but this plays automatically most of the time. I did pause it, but once you actually come onto the platform, you'll notice that this will play. Now, off to the right-hand side, this is our public chat. So you can see that Anna Louisa had just done, a quick snippet about her school. This is highly recommended for the home page. So every couple of hours, write something different. Hey, we offer like medicine programs for grad students. Make sure you come and ask questions. We offer piloting licenses. We do high school diplomas if you're interested in completing your high school diploma, right? Whatever you want to have or whatever you want to share, every couple of hours, just come and write something. Just small little blurb. It's like Twitter, right? So just keep it short. It's meant to just kind of gain the interest of the students that are actually on the platform. So you have you can have students that actually engage in the conversations, and students that ask questions, and then see like this student, hi, I'm from Columbia and I'm interested in undergraduate in the United States, Canada, or Europe, right? And I'd like to know more. And so then the universities can actually reach out to that student and tell them to come to their profile. And I'll explain the benefits of doing that in just a second. But yeah, so here you can see how many students on this piece. You can see how many students are actually on the platform, or how many attendees in total are on this particular widget of the platform, right? So it could say 37, it could say 119, it could say 2, right? Because there might be students on other pages of the platform already, okay? Now, in terms of online users, this will give you an idea as to how many users are actually online right now. This includes exhibitors as well as attendees, as well as guidance counselors or other educational representatives. On top of that, we also have select language, so you can pick which language is best suited for you. Translations are not perfect. They are pretty good, but they're not perfect. So if you do notice something, just fire us a quick email. On top of that, there's some other accessibility options that we have here. So if you want to, change alignment, sizing, color schemes, that sort of thing, you have the flexibility to be able to do that. Okay, outside of that, you have notifications. Now, notifications is actually quite interesting because there is a sound notification as well as a visual component. So, when you get a message on Facebook or something like that, and it says you have one missed message in the tab of your browser, that's the same thing that happens here. So if I'm getting work done, and then I hear a notification, I'll also see in the tab of the browser, it'll say, oh, you have one missed notification, right? And then you come back and the notification will say 1. You click on it, and then, you can, right? Darcy asked a bunch of questions. Carol asked a bunch of questions. So then I basically just answer the questions and away we go, right? So, fairly straightforward. So you never miss any notifications. So if you're not on the platform during the allotted times, that's completely fine. So the next time you log onto the platform, you're going to see any notifications you missed throughout that time or any other time, really. I mean, students can access this platform at 3 o'clock in the morning if they want to, right? So we just anticipate most of the traffic to come between the allotted times that we've set out. So if the student logs on at 3 o'clock in the morning, don't feel like you need to rush to the computer. The next time you log on, you're going to see the missed notification. You can reach out to the student directly. Okay. Now, once you get that conversation going, you also have private chats. So in the private chats, I can actually reach out directly to a student, right? The student says, I really want to study in Canada. Great. So then what I can do is I can click join video call, right? And I can actually have a conversation with that student right from the platform without downloading anything. You don't have to download something. I don't have to download anything. And then I basically just click join meeting right here at the bottom. Right? So you can see microphone activity, that sort of thing. And so it picks up which camera and which microphone you're actually using. So most of the time you just click join meeting and then you're good to go. You can start video chatting right from the platform. Very, very simple. Or if you don't want a video chat, that's okay. You can just have a text chat with the student. Okay, very, very, very straightforward. And so these are all your private chats here at the bottom of the screen. Okay. Now outside of that, there is also booth visitors. So any student who stops by your specific exhibitor profile, you can have a conversation with. So in this circumstance, you can see everyone who stopped by the Worldwide College Tours booth during our December fair. So there was obviously quite a bit, both exhibitors and students, most of them students. But if I wanted to, right, I could start a chat with this kid, with this student right from here. They stopped by our profile. They didn't reach out to me. They didn't chat with me. But then I can have a conversation. Testing 1, 2, 3. Now I just sent the student a message. So if they ever log back onto their profile, they'll see testing 1, 2, 3. But you can stay engaged throughout this whole time. You don't have to wait for students to message you. You don't have to keep engaging in the public chat. If a student stops by, shoot them a message. Hey, are you looking to chat? What are you looking for? Treat this as like your in-person fairs. You're at an in-person fair, you see students walking by. Hey kid, come talk to me, come talk to me. This is the exact same thing. You just click on the student that you want to talk to, send them a message, wait for them to come in, and then you have a conversation, right? And then you start a video call if you want to. Once that conversation's here, see testing 1, 2, 3, and start a video call with that student if you want to. Very, very straightforward process. Now, if you're ever confused about it, just shoot us a message. Like we're here all the time, right? Give us a call, shoot us an email. We're here to help. Or since we also have a booth on the platform in the exhibit hall, you just scroll down. We're always at the bottom, right? We always put our exhibitors up. We're always at the bottom. Click on our profile, send us a message here, or start a chat with our booth representative, right? We're always happy to chat with anybody who has any questions. So this brings me obviously into the exhibitor booth, right? The exhibit hall. So the exhibit hall, the exhibitors they fluctuate. So every hour they fluctuate, and at the end of every day they also fluctuate. So everyone gets a chance of being number 1, number 2, number 3, number 30, whatever number it is. Everyone gets a chance to be in different positions to make it fair and have a fair playing field for everyone. Now, if I go back, let's say to right here, right? The search. This search is those keywords that I was talking about on the exhibitor backend. So those keywords that I was typing in, if I type in any keyword there that a university is used, so international, these are the universities that use international as a keyword. Okay, so put in as many keywords as you can that are specific to your institution. So if I go to type in religion, Oral Roberts was the only one who put in religion, right? Just as an example. Now we also have the filters. These are the predetermined search filters that you've selected for your specific institution. So you click the filter that applies to you. So show me all the universities that offer bachelor programs. Here they are. Show me the universities that offer dance. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Show me the schools that offer esports. There you go, right? So select any filters that are applicable to you. But again, once like every hour and at the end of every day, this order will change. So it's the same order for all filters, but once it changes, it's applicable to all filters. So it's fair for everyone, regardless of the filters, but again, it changes all the time. So if we take a look at, I'm just going to pull up Oklahoma City, right? There's their banner, their school name, Columbia Stars, their tagline, their email, their website, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, right? These are all the exhibitor back-end pieces you've selected that have auto-populated here. And then Aaron is the contact. We have his position in school, and then I can start a chat or I can read more about him. So he put in a description about himself, right? Then we also have start a chat. I can chat directly with Aaron right from the platform or have a video call right from here. Now, what's interesting is this public chat changes based on the university. So there is on the homepage a public chat that is not specific to any institution. It's for everyone to contribute to. In the exhibit hall, every university has their own unique public chat. So really only the university rep should be contributing to their unique public chat. So this is if a student wants to ask a question on a public forum, right? Just taking a look at these, everyone has a public chat option, okay? And then on top of that, everyone has a booth representative, okay? Now there is only one representative per institution that is allowed. You can share your login credentials with anyone on your team. The reason why we do this is because if Aaron shares it with Sarah, I don't know, and Sarah can be privy to any conversation Aaron has. But if we set them up as separate booth representatives, Aaron can't see the conversations Sarah has, Sarah can't see the conversations Aaron has. So that's why Aaron's the main contact. He can share his details with anyone who looks after his booth. And so everyone is going to be, is able to see any of the conversations that Aaron has. So that way no one's misinforming students or having conversations with the same student. And then on top of that, you have all of Aaron's PDF documents, right? So if I click on jobs, right? If I click on Oklahoma City information, go, right? This is great information, STEM programs, right? So it's a fairly straightforward platform, right? Just plug and play, basically. Now, underneath the PDFs is the description, okay? And then he has a promotional video and a YouTube video, okay? So you can see that he's got two. It's totally fine. Promotional, again, you can add as many as you want. I'd recommend only having one, but Aaron went two. It still looks okay, right? There's no problem with this. And so most of the time they'll autoplay. I don't know. Oh, that's why. Yeah, I had shut these things off. Most of the time they will autoplay for students. Yeah, and then that's pretty much it from an exhibitor standpoint. Yeah, so public chat, students can reach out to your booth rep. You can have a private chat with them, and the exhibitors change. We went through booth visitors. Oh, very first thing you should do once you get to the platform, enter your attendee info or your specific account information. So we set up on the exhibitor backend the institution, but you as the exhibitor rep need to input your personal information, and this is where you do that. So you input your obviously title, your description, a picture about you. If you don't input this information, it'll just have a W, which is our icon, as the default for your name, right? And so if you take a look here, right? So this is what it'll look like. So when you complete your account information, you're going to have your profile picture here. You're going to have your name, obviously your institution, right? And so if you don't, it'll just have the W. Now, what's really interesting about this is that if this student is online, there's going to be a green circle around their name. So if they're not online, there's no green circle. So that means it's gonna go to a notification. The next time they log on, they can see their notifications. So students get notifications, exhibitors get notifications. It doesn't matter who initiates the conversation or whatnot, but yeah, if you want to see who's online or why they're not responding, just look for that green circle. If the green circle's there, they're online, feel free to chat with them. So that's something that's really key here. Obviously, there's nobody online because this is the December event from a month ago. But yeah, just look for that green circle. It's gonna be very helpful. Now, if you ever have any information, or sorry, if you ever need any help with anything, just look to the information here. It tells you how to do it. Okay, so what you need to do is complete your profile. Okay, info sessions, how to register for those info sessions, which I'll go over in 1 second. The exhibit hall, how to use it, messaging, what you need to know about it, private and video chats, that sort of thing. Okay, so fairly straightforward. Now, info sessions, these are the speaking sessions directly, okay? So we say, we'll go live soon, so just basically sit tight, feel free to contribute to the conversation here. So students can have conversations here, and typically these snippets here for this, again, like the homepage and the exhibit, the speaking pieces also have unique public chats. So really, like, the speakers for the individual sessions should be the one contributing to these public chats. So in this circumstance, we have study business, marketing, finance, international business, MBA. This is the date and time of when it's going to be. Here's the video. When the session goes live, it'll say register. The student's got to put in their information. Then the session actually starts right on the platform. It's through Zoom. I'll talk about it in 1 second. If the student can't, wants to plan ahead, they can add it to their calendar, right? Outlook, it also goes to Gmail 365. They can add it to their calendar. So they can plan ahead of time using these options and clicking on the individual ones and adding it to their calendar. I can see the speakers that are going to be happening, and I can click learn more to find out more about them. Okay. And then on top of that, here's the description for their individual session, and then any files that they would have downloaded for this particular, or not downloaded, input for their individual sessions. So I wonder if anybody actually put any files. Oh, there's one. Financing and scholarships available for international students, right? So Carol and Darcy did this. And so downloaded a PDF for me. I'm just going to quickly pull up this PDF so you can take a look at it. Oh, it was their actual PowerPoint. So very good piece too. This was the presentation that they did. Feel free to do that. Right? So this way the student has all the information that they need to know, right? So be as expansive as you want to be on this. Simple is better, but put in just enough information where it really piques the student's interest. So again, the public chat is just for really the speakers of that specific session, and really use this as a Q&A for your session. So once your session starts, look at the questions that the students have, and then try to answer those questions in your actual session during your Q&A part. Now, just to talk about this for 1 second, this time frame will auto-adjust based on the time zone you specifically are in or the student is in. So if you're Mountain Time, it'll say Mountain Time and the time will adjust. If you're WIP in, I think that's Indonesia, the time will auto-adjust based on what time we are actually having it in EST. It'll auto-adjust for their time zone, so it's localized. Now, the session itself is done through our Zoom account. So we have a Zoom account. We set you up as a co-host. You log on about an hour before. You log on an hour before. We set you up as a co-host about 15 minutes before we make the session live. And so when students start coming here, they'll just put in their information, they'll log in, and then they never leave the platform. The Zoom code is built right into this particular widget right here. So that way you can have your Zoom session right from here, and the rest is cake. And that's pretty much it. So there's a couple questions. I'm going to answer some of these questions. If anybody has any questions, please start asking them now so I can answer them as we go along. So just bear with me. So the question is, can I add another platform user or rep? Yes, you can, but if Brandon is the Worldwide College Tours rep, booth rep, I wouldn't set up another representative. I would just share my login details with anybody on my team. This way, anyone on my team can be privy to any conversation that I have. Yeah, so going for, this question was asking about the attendee list. Yes, the attendee list is shared with all exhibitors going forward. So, so basically you have your exhibit booth leads, you have your speaker registrations, you have the students who joined your speaking sessions, and you have your overall registration database. Every exhibitor, only the exhibitors, not if you just registered as a speaker, which I think only 1 or 2 people have ever done, just the speaking piece. You have to register as an exhibitor to get the full database. So everyone now going forward gets the entire database going forward. So if anyone has any follow-up questions on that, please send me a direct email, and I'm more than happy to have a conversation with you about it. So in terms of initiating video calls, just to kind of reiterate that piece, this question asked, can attendees initiate a video call or just exhibitors? So attendees need to view your profile. Once they do and they leave, you can initiate the conversation with them, but they have to view you first. You can't see a list of every attendee on the platform and reach out to every single one. They have to view you, then you can reach out to them. Once you reach out, you can text them or chat with them as many times through text, or you can start the video call. You don't have to wait for the student to chat with you. You can reach out directly through them through a private chat. This question asks if we can move some of the like the private chats widget at the bottom of the screen. It's something I can explore. You know, we can move it. We've moved it before. I don't see why not. We're going to leave it as is for right now, but we may end up changing the platform as we go along because we obviously have a bunch of feedback for the developers. So if you know you're going through this and you experience anything or think that there's a better way to lay something out or information that you want to see, just shoot us an email. We're more than happy to kind of make changes kind of like as we go along, as long as it makes sense to do. So this question just asks in terms of the social media links for the exhibit page. So if I just go back to the exhibit page for 1 second here, and I go to edit profile on the exhibitor back end, and then I scroll down, it's contact, and then there's links. And this is where all your social media links are going to be. Okay. And just so everyone knows, this conversation is also recorded. It's going to be posted on our YouTube channel as well as on our website, most likely later today. So in case you want to take another listen. Hang on, I'm just reading this question. Just bear with me. So this person's asking about multiple reps and taking turns through the booth rep. So let's say if I'm the booth rep and then I give my login credentials to 2 or 3 of my staff members, we can all log in at the same time. But just understand that if you do that, that's going to be very confusing for the system and for the students. So if you do have to take shifts, that's completely fine, but everyone would log in basically as Brandon, right? So I would trust my staff to log in as me and act accordingly. So you can work in shifts. So I take the first 4 hours, they take the next 4 hours, or you can break it down by day, however you want to break it down. Just give the login details to anybody who's going to be helping you out on the platform. This person asks if there's a particular browser that is best for the platform. Chrome, hands down, is the best. If not Chrome, I would use Microsoft Edge. After that would be Firefox or Safari, but Chrome would most likely give you the best results. In terms of private chats, so someone just asked to see the private chats piece again. So this is the private chats. So first thing you would do would be look at your booth visitors, right? So you have your booth visitors here, okay? In order to have a conversation, the student would have to reach out to you directly, or you can reach out to them once they've viewed you and are visible under the booth visitors. If they are visible, I click on them and then I have a conversation with that student directly here, okay? Now, if the student reaches out to me or if I reach out to them, that will be visible through the private chats tab here, okay? And then I just click this and then I just, like MSN Messenger, Skype, old school style, you just have the conversation or just click join video call, right? It's a very straightforward process. I click join video call and then should just pick up your microphone and your camera and then just click join meeting. That's it. And then you just have to wait for the other person to accept it. So it's very straightforward. In terms of social media links, where they show up on the profile. So in the exhibit hall, this person was asking where the social media links show up. So on the exhibit hall page, on the individual university, the social media links will be here. So right underneath the school name. So depending on which ones you've selected, you can have them here. So in this circumstance, University of St. Thomas actually used the Calendly link and I can book a meeting directly into their calendar from here. Okay, so they'll all show up here. And then the YouTube link will show up at the bottom. The next question is, what are the specific hours for the event and any specific hours that are the most active? Yes, there are specific hours. So if you actually look on our website under virtual fairs and then attendees, it's right here. You can see the event and then you can see the time frame for that event. Now, it's also under virtual fair exhibitors, speakers, and sponsors. It's all on the same pages. Most of the pages are laid out the exact same way. So you can see the cost to attend events. Underneath that, you can see expected attendees, and then you can see the event, the date, as well as the time frame for the event itself. So right now, the events for January, the time frame for Canada is between 12 to 8 p.m. EST, Eastern Standard Time, Toronto time. So you're going to have to auto-adjust it for yourself, whatever time zone that you're in. And I know we have clients all over the world and students joining from all over the world as well. So they have to auto-adjust the time frame for them. On the platform itself, it will be auto-adjusted. Most of our marketing is auto-adjusted, but if you're in like Mountain Time, just understand it's 2 hours back. Or if you're in the UK, it's 5 hours forward. We also have times for US and Latin America are all the same. And then we have the UK, which is UK time, basically between 12 to 8 EST is their, 12 to 8 UK time, as an example, right? So the time is auto-adjusted, so it's convenient for them. And then for the Middle East Fair, it's auto-adjusted, and then for Southeast Asia, it's auto-adjusted. Now, I understand that these are 2 days. I understand they're 8 hours. We are adjusting times, right? So you can see that these are 8 hours. Now, if you take a look as an example at our April fairs, we take a look at the time frames, it's between 12 to 8, right? So we're adjusting the time because we want to funnel down and get as much activity in such a little time as we can. So we're always in the mood for innovation. So if you have any ideas on time frames or dates or locations or platform features or anything like that, just make sure that you shoot us a quick email. We're always happy to chat. And again, students are able to access the platform outside of those hours if they want. You'll get a miss notification if you see any, or if a student chats outside of those hours and you're not online. So the next time you log in, you'll see that. Question: are the chats able to be saved as a transcript to be referred back to? Unfortunately, no. The best thing to do would be to copy paste into like a Word doc. That is something that I have made note of that we're trying to get implemented. So good idea. We're on track for it. So maybe for our April events, we might be able to introduce something like that. So if you be patient, we could potentially introduce something like that, but for right now, we don't have that ability. So if you want to revert back to any messages, I would suggest, copying and pasting it into like a Word doc or something just for the time being until you can input the lead into a CRM. If a student communicates in a language other than English, can we immediately translate the conversation and vice versa? I don't believe it actually does it automatically. I believe that the language feature on here translates the general information on the website, not the conversation directly. So if a student does communicate with you in another language, the best thing to do would be to copy and paste into like Google Translate to understand what they're saying, and then do the same thing to chat back with them. But this select language more so is for the general information on the virtual platform directly. I just got a couple more questions, just if you hang tight. In terms of multiple reps, yes, again, you can have multiple reps on the booth at the same time. Again, I don't recommend it. So they would all be under the main booth rep. So they'd all be acting as the main booth rep. So I wouldn't recommend changing the name for every time one of your staff logs in, because it might get confusing. But especially to students, if you have like an ongoing conversation. So the easiest thing to do is to set up one booth rep and then have anybody kind of like log in directly as you. Okay, does anybody else have any other questions? We'll just wait a quick minute in case anybody has any questions. These are great questions. I'm going to make notes of these and see if I can add them to like a Q&A session or something. Q&A document. Just wait like another couple minutes. I don't think there's any other questions. If anybody does, I'm happy to chat. You can shoot us an email, give me a call. Again, this video is going to be recorded and put on our YouTube channel as well as our website later today. But yeah, if nobody else has any questions, I think we're pretty much done. Oh, hang on, somebody just asked. Oh, you're welcome. They just said thank you. You're welcome. So happy to chat with anybody else who has any additional questions. I hope everybody is Oh, one more quick question. Are we able to get notifications even if we are not online? No, you have to be online on here in order to get the previous notifications. We are working on a way that if you have a notification, we'll like send you an email if you're not online saying, hey, you have a missed notification, but that's like another system in itself. We are aware of that. We are trying to work out a solution. So just it's on the list. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I hope everyone has a great day and hopefully we can see you on our next upcoming fair. Bye, everyone.